Hey, Kevin Runlet with Runlet Law Firm. If you like these videos, if you enjoy the content, if they provide you with some insight, we'd appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button and like us, and then you'll be notified next time a video comes out. Today, we're going to talk about, can you or should you trust your attorney? That's a loaded question, but it does bring to mind an issue that I see quite often with other attorneys. So first of all, attorneys, like any other profession, are for the most part good people. Almost all the attorneys I know have good hearts. There are a few bad apples that give attorneys a bad name, just like there's a few bad apples in the medical profession. You know, most doctors are very good people and they want to help, but there's a few that might give the others a bad name. So any profession has its bad apples. And for sure, especially, it's no exception with finding a lawyer, that you should avoid the bad apples. Hopefully your gut is going to tell you initially whether you should trust this person or not. So trust your instincts when you're speaking to an attorney and trying to figure out whether he's the right one for you. But just know, for the most part, we have a bunch of good attorneys, especially in the state of Mississippi, where I know many attorneys. Here's a problem. So we see it all the time where a client has fired their attorney, and then they come to us and they say, I fired my attorney, I need an attorney to represent me in my workers' comp case. And this happened recently. And so first of all, it does raise some red flags for us, like, well, I know this attorney and he's a pretty good attorney, so why are they firing him? What happened here? And what we find almost all the time is that there was just a lack of communication between the attorneys and the client. So here's a story. Had a client come to us recently, had fired her attorney, felt like she had been done wrong. She had 500 pages of documents related to her case. So listening to the basics, I was interested in finding out more, but I did know the attorney that had represented her, and I know he was a good attorney, or is a good attorney. So I got the documents and went through everything, and it was very clear to me that this attorney had fought very hard for her. He had done everything he was supposed to do. There was really nothing we could do to assist with the case after I reviewed everything. And I simply talked to this potential client and just openly told them that, you know, it appears your attorney worked really hard for you, and he did everything he could, and unfortunately I just don't see that we can do anything to better this case or to help you with the case. And you know what? She was very appreciative. She was happy that I explained it to her. She said, well, okay, I really don't want to do anything about, go after that attorney. And I think her eyes were opened. But it points to the fact that unfortunately this attorney just didn't communicate with her well enough as she required. And different clients require different levels of communication, but this is a problem that a lot of attorneys have, is their clients don't realize what they're doing for them. They don't realize how hard they're working on the case. Simply because that attorney's so busy working on the case, they forget or they neglect informing the client about everything that's going on. So that brings us to the first point, in that maybe if you feel like you don't trust your attorney, maybe you should dig a little deeper and just make sure that there's just not a lack of communication, because he may be doing, or she may be doing, everything that they can do for you. So be careful when you jump to, I don't trust my attorney. If your gut says the attorney's good, if they're doing a good job for you, if they're communicating with you, then absolutely trust them until you have a reason not to. And here's the deal. If they're working hard for you and if they're doing the proper thing on your case, they're going to maximize the value of that case, because in a workers' comp case, the only way that attorney gets paid is if they achieve a settlement or an award from the commission for you. So the more they get for you, the more attorney's fees they're going to get. So it's an incentive for them to do their very best job. Now, hopefully that their hearts are just in the right place and they want to help you. So let me tell you a little bit about how Runlet Law Firm is set up to handle this problem that I've seen time and time again with communications between clients and attorneys. We are going to communicate with you probably more than you want. We actually have a full-time employee who is our client advocate who is assigned to your case, and they are going to talk to you at least once a week, probably more. They're going to keep you informed as to what stage your case, where your case is as far as the process goes. They're going to help you get to your doctor's appointments, make sure you're informed about those things, make sure you understand exactly what's going on. So we will definitely communicate with you at Runlet Law Firm, and again, probably more than you want. So that's kind of how our communication system is set up. And like I said, you've got to trust your attorney. If you get to a point where you just can't, yes, you can get out of that case very easily. You just tell the attorney that you're going to get out, because a lack of trust is not going to do either party any good. You're going to second guess what that attorney's doing. He's going to be frustrated, or she's going to be frustrated that you're second guessing them. So it's really best to just spend a little more time on the front end, make sure you're very comfortable with your attorney, and just make a good decision as far as that's concerned. So that's all I got today. Just wanted to talk a little bit about that, and hope it makes it a little more clear as to what you should do when you're choosing an attorney to make sure you trust them, and if you can't trust them, it's not the right attorney, or if that trust gets breached somewhere along the way, first, make sure it's not just a lack of communication. Second, if that's not the issue, you should probably get out and find a new attorney that you do trust. It's just the way it is. So I hope y'all have a great rest of the day, and thank you for watching.